This boy ran up to his dad, eyes wide. "Dad, I found a wallet on the ground." "Inside?" "Hundreds of dollars." His dad smiled. "Well, you know what to do, son." The boy hesitated but nodded. He ran to the nearest park and he found a man searching the park looking panicked. The boy reluctantly went up to the man. "Sir, is this your wallet?" the boy said. A man turned around, checking his pockets frantically. "Yes, that's mine." He opened it. Everything was still there. Stunned, he looked at the boy. "Most kids would have kept it, but you did the right thing." The man pulled out $500 and handed it to the boy. The boy's eyes widened. "Are you serious?" The man smiled. "Your honesty deserves a reward. Would you have returned it? Drop a heart if you believe in honesty." This story could make a grown man cry. A young man walked past the same homeless man every day. The man never begged, never asked for anything, just sat there, watching. One day, the young man finally stopped and handed him a meal. The homeless man smiled. "You're the first person to do that in years." Days later, the young man's landlord knocked. "Rent is due. No more delays." He panicked. He had nothing left. Then a knock at the door. The same homeless man, now in a suit. "Pack your things. You don't live here anymore." Confused, the young man asked, "What do you mean?" The man grinned. "You bought me a meal. Now I'm buying you a house. Drop a heart if you believe in kindness. Before you walk past someone in need, watch this." Jake was late for work. Again. As he rushed past the coffee shop, he saw a little girl struggling to pick up apples from the ground. They had fallen from her basket, rolling everywhere. People walked past, barely noticing. He hesitated. "I don't have time for this," he thought, but something told him to stop. He bent down, helping her gather the apples. She looked up with big, grateful eyes. "Thank you, sir," she whispered. Jake smiled and ran off. He was late. His boss was waiting. But when he got to work, something strange happened. His boss smiled. "You're finally on time today." Jake was confused until he checked his watch. It was 5 minutes slow. That tiny good deed? Maybe it was just luck, or maybe it was something more. You never know how kindness comes back to you. Drop a heart if you believe in good karma. Ethan sat at the table, exhausted. His mother, Mary, stood in the kitchen, staring at the microwave. "Mom, your tea is ready," he sighed. She looked at him, confused. "Oh, I was making tea?" Ethan clenched his jaw. This was the third time today. "Yes, Mom. You put the water in 5 minutes ago." She frowned. "Oh, I don't remember." He sighed, trying to stay calm. "It's okay, Mom." She smiled. "You're so kind. Just like my son. You remind me of him." Ethan's heart stopped. "Mom, I am your son." She looked at him for a long time. Then a single tear rolled down her cheek. "I know," she whispered. "I just forget sometimes." Ethan swallowed hard, holding her hand. "Patience is love. Drop a heart if you'll cherish every moment with your loved ones. Before you ignore a stranger, watch this." A boy was walking home alone when he saw an old man sitting on the sidewalk, holding a sign. "I just need a meal today." People walked by, ignoring him. Some even laughed. The boy checked his pockets, only a few coins. He hesitated, but then ran into a nearby store. Minutes later, he handed the old man a warm sandwich and a bottle of water. The man's eyes filled with tears. "Son, you just saved my life." Years later, that same boy, now a grown man, walked into an interview for his dream job. The CEO looked up, smiled, and said, "I remember you. You're hired. Drop a heart if you believe in kindness." This story could make a grown man cry. A man walked into a fast food place. "How much for a burger?" he asks. $6, the cashier replies. He checks his wallet. Only $3. His heart sinks. But then, "Don't worry," the cashier says with a warm smile. "I got you." She pulls out her own money and covers the rest. The man's eyes widen. He hesitates, then reaches into his backpack. He pulls out $1,000 from his backpack. "This is for you," he says. The cashier gasps and cries. "I wasn't sure how I was going to feed my kids this week. How can I ever repay you?" She says, "Pay it forward." The man says, "Kindness always comes back to you. Drop a heart if you believe in good people." You won't believe how one small act changed everything. A man was rushing home in the rain when he saw a little boy shivering on the sidewalk. The boy was crying, holding a soaked piece of paper. "I lost my mom," he whispered. The man hesitated. He was already late, but something told him to stop. He knelt down. "Let's find her together." He took the boy's hand and walked block by block. Minutes later, a woman sprinted toward them, tears in her eyes. "My baby," she cried. Years passed. One day, that same man collapsed at work. Heart failure. At the hospital, the doctor stepped in. "Don't worry, sir. I got you." It was the boy. The surgery was a success. The man woke up and the doctor smiled. "You once saved my life. Now it's my turn." One small act can change everything. Before you judge someone, watch this till the end. A man was late for work when he saw an old woman struggling to carry groceries across the street. He hesitated. Help her and be late or keep walking? He sighed and helped. That night he lost his job, fired for being late. Years later, he sat in an interview, desperate for work. The CEO walked in, stared at him, and smiled. "You don't remember me, do you?" It was the old woman's son. "You helped my mother when no one else would. The job is yours." Kindness always comes back when you least expect it. Drop a heart if you believe in good karma. Before you ignore someone today, watch this. A little boy stood outside a bakery, staring at the fresh bread inside. His clothes were old, his face thin from hunger. A man walked past, stopped, and handed him a warm loaf. The boy's eyes lit up. "Thank you, sir," he said, running home. Years passed. The man grew old and sick, barely able to afford his hospital bills. Then a young doctor walked in. "You probably don't remember me," he said, smiling, "but I remember you." That night, the bill was paid in full. The note read, "Paid with one loaf of bread. Kindness always comes back. Drop a heart if you believe in it." A little boy named Max loved drawing. He used whatever scraps of paper he could find, sketching worlds that didn't exist, until one day, his only pencil broke. His mom couldn't afford a new one, so he just stopped drawing. Weeks later, an old man at the park saw Max staring at a blank page. Without a word, he handed him a brand new sketchbook and a fancy set of pencils. "Keep drawing," he whispered, and walked away. Years passed. Max became a famous artist. One day, he hosted a special art gallery dedicated to the person who changed his life. But when he tried to find the old man, no one in town knew who he was. One moment, one person. That's all it takes to change a life forever. Who will you help today? Drop a heart if you love helping others and subscribe for more videos like this one. I watched my son at lunch as he sat next to a boy who always ate plain bread. Then, to my horror, he grabbed the bread, threw it on the ground, and stomped on it. "Get some real food, loser," he sneered. The boy quietly picked it up. I rushed over to scold my son, until I saw him return with a warm lunch. "Here, take this," he said. For a moment, I felt proud. Then he added, "On one condition, kiss my shoes." Laughter erupted as phones recorded everything. That night, my son came home, grinning. "Dad, my phone's blowing up. Can I get money to upgrade to the new phone?" I looked at him, took his phone, and smashed it. "I saw you at school. You are a bully. Fix that before asking for anything ever again." If you agree, comment, and share this with a friend. This is incredible. A little boy was running home from school when he saw a lost puppy. It was shivering in the rain, too weak to walk. He picked it up and carried it home, wrapping it in his old sweater. His mom shook her head. "We can't keep it, honey. We don't have enough food for ourselves." But the boy didn't give up. He shared his dinner every night, even when his stomach grumbled. One day, the puppy was gone. The boy searched everywhere, calling out, but it never came back. Years passed. The boy, now a young man, was walking home late at night when footsteps followed him. He turned. 3 men surrounded him. "Give us your wallet," one growled. Then, out of nowhere, a huge dog leaped at them, growling fiercely. The men ran. The dog turned back to him, wagging its tail. It had the same warm brown eyes. It was the puppy. Some kindness always comes back. Drop a heart if you believe in kindness. If you still have your parents, don't make this mistake. James was always too busy to call his mom. "I'll do it tomorrow," he'd tell himself. One day, his phone rang. His mom. He sighed and let it go to voicemail. He never got another call. At her funeral, he found a stack of letters she had written but never sent. In each one, she told him how proud she was, how much she loved him, how she wished he had more time for her. James finally picked up the phone. But this time, there was no one left to call. If you love your parents, like, subscribe, and comment a heart. Would you work your whole life for someone else's future? Mr. Thompson was a school janitor for 40 years. People ignored him. No one knew his name. When he passed, the entire town was shocked. He had secretly saved millions and donated every penny to scholarships. A lifetime of sweeping floors, fixing leaks, and working in silence, all to give kids a chance at a better life. Some heroes wear suits, others carry a mop. If you believe in hard work and kindness, like, subscribe, and drop a heart. Visit our channel for longer form stories like this one.